for the first time at international level. For his club, he's a midfield player with some great attacking flair, but he's being converted into a sweeper by Rinus Michels, the manager of the Dutch team and manager of Barcelona as well. In the white shorts and their orange shirt. Change of pace there at the end of that run. And this is promising, and a very, very good goal scored by Johnny Rep. Started by the move of Johan Cruyff. Rep on the overlap. And it was Swedia who put it past the post. Rep with the cross. Drive. The cracking drive, but not the accuracy from Van Hanegem. Nice chip over the crowded mass of players from the three, always coming up into that sort of position. Janssen, Neeskens, but the finish, as with the Yugoslavs, is not there. Whether that's what Rinus Michels is talking about, I wouldn't know. Cruyff with Masnik. Good save. 1 against 1 then. Now inside Rep. Now Rensenbrink. Well, they've had the chances to make the scoreline look more realistic. Quite frightening speed. Here's Swedia. The Dutch upping the pace a bit, and it ought to have paid for them then from Cruyff. Janssen, have a go. Hit the post. Van Hanegem. Finally blocked on the line. It was a fair challenge by Cruyff. Tip through Rensenbrink. Rep surely. His second and Holland's second. Set up by Rensenbrink. Nice ball played through to him by Van Hanegem. Mazakiewicz committed to coming to him. And Rep.
Black market at up to 4 times their face value. 25 mark tickets costing £100 on the black market. That's nearly £17. And away we go with Holland kicking off. Janssen to Neeskens and across. Edstrom's head again. Falling for Graf. And there was a deflection there by Sandberg. Youngblood did well. Cruyff. And there's the volley. I thought that was going in. Van Hanegem. Kroll again. And through goes Cruyff. It's a good wide ball. Goalkeeper stayed behind and just put a hand to it. Alson going back for another tackle. Neeskens pulled it wide. The linesman had his flag down. Gran is just behind him, and it's Gran coming on a run. A little chip. And that was a tremendous shot on the turn by Sandberg. He did that so well. Stung the goalkeeper's hands as Sandberg the speed breaking out of defence that the Dutch show. This is Cruyff. Keizer in the middle, and Rep coming in at full speed. Rep had made 40 yards to meet that ball. Brilliantly timed run, and perfection in Cruyff's low cross. It asks a lot of them to keep the pressure off. Good looking shot from Rep, but we're anxious with their shooting. Neeskens now. Keizer. Dispossessed. Van Hanegem, good save. Hellstrom down. Wasn't quite as hard as it might have been, and Hellstrom saw it coming all the way. Here's the replay. goes the final whistle, and so we've had the second goalless draw in this group.
The Netherlands in their traditional orange strips could kick off from left to right here against Bulgaria. The Westfalenstadion here in Dortmund full to the brim.
Cruyff with Van Hanegem calling for a deep cross. Down he goes, and the penalty has been given. As he did the first one, there's no chance for the keeper. Same play. And that's 1-0 to Holland. And surely puts them on their way to the finals. Hanegem in possession. Really eating up the ground, full of incisive running this afternoon. And that was set up again for Nescunzi at the post. He really didn't deserve the second chance. Looked as though he'd lost it, but the defender didn't cleanly win the ball. Soon closed ranks. Rijsbergen suddenly in an advanced position, setting it up for Rensenbrink. Oh, that was close. Rensenbrink on his own, supported by the fullback Rijsbergen, all these. Tried to curl it and it hit the bar. The goalkeeper was beaten. Very good free kick by Bonnet. Ivkov to beat, and Ivkov in two minds about which way he's going. Here's Janssen. Penalty. Really couldn't be anything else. And there's going to be a yellow card for somebody, I think. And this ought to be 2-0. Same place. Stoichkov, the same result. Stoichkov throws his arm.
Cruyff, the man who was taken down for that first penalty. Here we go with Neeskens. It's fired wide.
But Holland now taking the pressure off him with this attack through Janssen. Rensenbrink. Oh, he tried to write a book about it. He's still going. And he hit the post in the end. For Janssen. Cross curled away with the outside of his foot, and it's put wide by Rep, or by Rensenbrink. Rensenbrink. Neeskens coming to meet it. Too high for Janssen, and Rep sticks it in. Johnny Rep, the man who got the 2 goals against Uruguay, makes it 3-0 now. Rensenbrink's cross. Cruyff. Good save by the goalkeeper. Sort of shot that an English goalkeeper might well have chosen to catch. Flag, which is what Holland were waiting for. This is Genève. Oh, he was put into his own goal. The offside trap sprung. Holland have lived dangerously in that way through the priority in every way in the game. Cruyff, Rijsbergen killing it and shooting. Good save by the goalkeeper, but it's not safe yet. Pull back now, and De Jong put it wide. Well, maybe Holland are saving up their... Krol out to Cruyff. And that's into the net. Yes, a beautiful goal by De Jong. And having said that they hadn't been meeting the crosses, the new man showed how it can be done. 3 minutes from the end, Cruyff measured Rep. Rensenbrink coming to help him, but rather many defenders there. Rep, nearly sticks it in under the goalkeeper by the near post. And in fact, the referee decides that that will be enough, and Holland go through as leaders of this group into the...
And a game there in Holland that the Dutch side won 4-1. But nobody's taking too much notice. Van Hanegem, Cruyff. Not bad for Johnny Rep. Oh, that
I think this is so. I think that he will pick up Price, and I also think that Loic, the number 13, will pick up Neeskens.
Against the white shirts and blue shorts of East Germany. On Rensenbrink, and that's a goal. Well, I was a little unlucky on the East Germans. The first shot banged off the line, but it was a bit panic stations afterwards. Neeskens in. Now Hoffman. The worried Dutchman gets back, and he's going to try it. And Joe Blood lost it. Oh, that was a very close thing, sliding into the net.
They really haven't done much in terms of going for goal.
But they're in again, Holland. It's Janssen. Shot is on for Rep. Well, Rep really showed us the style then that has brought him 4 goals in this competition already. A little bit of work here by Rep now. For Johnny Rep. Rensenbrink gets it. 2-0. 2-0 to Holland. Rensenbrink, 14 minutes into the half, and that brings the excitement alive on the bench.
It was a great run by...
And Cruyff is going to try one himself. No. Well, it wasn't so very far away from Van Hanegem. De Kroon, the curver. Throws the ball out. Rudy Shaw, the referee, points to the dressing room. A solid victory for this Dutch side. 3 winners in a row. The inspiration of Rivellino scoring in each of those games. Jairzinho eventually coming good and finding the net. They are in great form. Perhaps it might be an omen for Brazil as Holland kick off, attacking the goal on the left. Van Hanegem, that curve ball aiming for Janssen. He's there. And a shot is on to Cruyff. Oh, what a chance. Tremendous left-footed drive then from Johan Cruyff as Di Maria got himself into all kinds of problems. We can see... Just you. Oh, and a great chance for Paulo César. And finally, we look down here and we do find that this linesman half-heartedly picked his flag up. They're only attacking with 3 men at the moment. It's Van Hanegem. Subir starts to run inside them. Beautiful running by the fullback. Point blank save from Leao. A bit of kicking down on the ground from Luis Pereira and Kroll after the ball. Rivellino is coming away with it. Valdemiro is breaking for Brazil. There's an awful lot of things happening off the ball here. Reisbergen out, only just out. And the shot is on for Dersiu. Jairzinho has lifted just wide. But we look down and the linesman did in fact have his flag up. And still, we can see again. Jairzinho fighting for it and losing. Neeskens. Cruyff. Neeskens gone on into the box again, going for it. And it's there! That might have been Neeskens, it might have been Luis Pereira, but Neeskens is getting the credit for it. And the Dutchmen are going mad. Let's see if we can spot exactly now. There's the return ball coming from Cruyff. And watch the number 2. No, that looks like Neeskens all right. No doubt about it. Rensenbrink is forward. Knocks it again for Kroll. Cruyff is in the middle, and he's there! What a beautiful goal! 2-0! Johan Cruyff, the mark! He just managed to get his right foot to that ball. It's 2-0 Holland. The excitement of that tremendous run. Let's not forget the ball knocked on here for Rensenbrink. Excellent cross ball. And it is, there's the final whistle. The photographers gather round right as Michael. They wait for Johan Cruyff to come off the field. A game of... unchanged team. And of course West Germany too, they've decided not to make any changes after that water polo match against Poland at Frankfurt that got them here to the final. It's a big roar from the crowd. Jack Taylor looks at his watch. We're off and running for the 1974 World Cup final. Holland, the orange jerseys. Well, Holland still have the ball. Cruyff going all the way on his own road down to the box. And Jack Taylor finds to the spot. Boogie boat. Brought him down. That's the first time. Nice good. 1-0 Holland. And the ground erupts. That was very nearly the fastest goal ever scored in a World Cup final match. In fact, it was scored the fastest 1938. A Swede did it in 35 seconds. Crowd. West Germans roaring him into the box. Olsenbein going all the way on his own and fell. Most dramatically, and the penalty's given. So, 2 penalties in the game. Olsenbein all the way into the box. Take this penalty. This one for 1-1. He got it. And the ground erupts. Has been on my watch for 26 minutes. West Germany back in the game from the penalty spot. Breitner's penalty, leveling the one before. Folks. Olsenbein, Folks in with a chance here. That's a great save from Youngblood. From our angle, I think that might have been beating the post, but I'm not sure. Youngblood wasn't taking any chances anyway. Curtis looks as though he's going to take a run at it. Over it, Beckenbauer, little chip ball, a great save! What a magnificently taken free! Taking it so slowly. Gotta be there. Tremendous save. Tremendous save from Rensenbrink. Going on his own. Now Muller looks for it. Gets it. Oh, little man gets them. That's the way. Wonderful run here by Babak. Now look at the way that ball seems to have got away completely from Muller. How did he swivel his hips to get that twist on the ball? Almost as though he's double jointed. It's 2-1 West Germany. Swings it now. Cruyff getting pushed off the line. The line by Bright. Grabowski against Kroll. Pull up. There's an offside flag up. Offside flag is up. Offside flag is up, and Muller must have. Only for Kroll. He can try a whack. No, it goes for Van der Kerkhoff again. Holland bearing it across. And that is going to be a tremendous point-blank save from Neeskens by Meyer. What a goalkeeper this fellow is turning out. Souvier. Drives down it, just wide. And he has the legs of him. Hit it well across the face of the goals, and there wasn't a boot to stick it in. Neeskens, ready to whack it. Tremendous shot. Wide on the left. Muller, bundled out of it. And referee Jack Taylor has ended the game, and West Germany have won the World Cup. There's the man who did it. Gerd Muller. The crowd rising to West Germany. Gerd Muller, his 68th goal. There's the presentation then. There's the World Cup 74. There's the skipper whose side has won it. Franz Beckenbauer, record cap holder.